When it comes to your portfolio these days, believe it or not, experts are saying it doesn't have to be complicated. All you need are 3 funds for a diversified portfolio. Here to talk about how you can do that is Anna Pryor. She's a reporter at Dow Jones News Service. You know, Anna, just 3, that seems to go against everything that we have been told about diversification. So tell us what the thinking is behind this new back to basics approach.
Well, the thinking is that basically there is such a thing as too many choices. And so the idea is to simplify, get people going back to basics, and to really then focus on, getting a handle on what investments they have. And you can get great diversification in a portfolio with just 3 funds. And it's also worth noting that if you have 20 or 30 or 100 funds, it doesn't necessarily mean you're diversified. If you own 100 of, large cap funds, you're not you're not diversified.
Some of your funds may overlap. Okay, so I'm dying to know, what are these 3 funds that will do the trick for me?
So for the average investor, what they're going to want to look for is exposure to the U.S. stock market, exposure to the international stock market, and then exposure to bonds. And so what a lot of people talk about as kind of 3 key ones would be, again, some large U.S. diversified, equity fund, as well as an international one, and then a bond one. Vanguard funds get talked about a lot in this context. You can also kind of put together a similar portfolio using funds from iShares as well. So there's a lot of different things out there, but if you want to go with the classic 60% stocks, 40% bonds, you would do 40% U.S. stocks, 20% international stocks, and then 40% bonds.
40% bonds right now sounds so risky. How do you choose these funds, and how do you even know which bond funds or stock funds to go to?
So you want to look for, you want to look for something that is very well diversified, so something that is tracking a lot of different securities. You also want to look for things that are low cost. So again, Vanguard, iShares, Spider also has funds as well. There's a lot of different low-cost index funds and ETFs. That being said, for some people, maybe active management does make sense. So you're going to want to get with your advisor and talk about what kind of makes sense for you. And so much will depend on your time horizon and your risk tolerance.
So I assume the classic way to do this, Anna, would be a total index fund, total market index fund that covers all the stocks that are traded in the U.S., a smattering of all the stocks that are traded internationally, and a collection of all the bonds that are traded in the U.S. That would be the classic way to do it, right?
Exactly. That would be kind of the classic way. But, some people talk about, getting one fund that's, global stock market exposure. So it combines U.S. and international, and then breaking up the other 2 funds into, a U.S. bond fund and an international bond fund. Vanguard does also have an international bond fund, and there are others out there as well that track indexes. So again, trying to, how you kind of divide it up is up to you based off of, your objectives.
All right. Sounds like a lot of homework to do there, but of a different kind. Thank you so much, Anna. Anna Pryor, reporter at the Dow Jones Newswire.